All right, good day, everyone. My name is Oladeji Elizabeth, and I'll be your biology tutor for today. Today, we are going to be looking at reproductive health, and our focus will be on female genital mutilation. At the end of today's lesson, everyone should be able to define reproductive health, define female genital mutilation, mention the types of female genital mutilation, state the reason behind the practice of female genital mutilation, and the side effect of female genital mutilation. All right, let's look at our key vocabulary words. We're going to be looking at genital, mutilation, and cauterization. What is genital? That is the female reproductive organ, everything that makes up the female reproductive organ. All right, mutilation, it means to disfigure, it means to damage. And cauterization has to do with an act of burning something. As we go on in the teaching, you get to learn all of this word very well. So what is reproductive health? Reproductive health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not just the absence of disease. It has to do with everything that has to do with reproductive health. So let's come down to female genital mutilation. Female genital mutilation is the cutting off, partially or total, of everything to do with the female genitalia, or otherwise everything that has to do with the abuse of the female genitalia. Some people will liken female genital mutilation to male circumcision. Why for the male, circumcision is okay because it's the cutting away of the foreskin. But with female genital mutilation, I've told you the key word there, mutilation is abuse. It means a girl child right is being abused. There are different types of female genital mutilation, but for this lesson, we are going to be considering 4. All right, we're going to be looking at the types of female genital mutilation that we have. We can call it FGM for shorten. We have first one, it's called clitoridectomy. That is it, you heard me, clitoridectomy. And it has to do with the total removal of the clitoris. Yes, you heard me. The clitoris of a girl is removed. How is it being removed? The clitoris is placed between the index finger and the thumb. It is pulled up and a sharp object is brought to cut it off without the use of anesthetics to reduce the pain. As we go on, you will get to know the side effect of all of this one. The second is what we call excision. What do we mean by excision? It is the total or partial removal of the clitoris as well as the major minora. The lips of the genital of a female consist of 2 parts. We have what we call the labio minora and the labio majora. In excision, the clitoris as well as the labio majora is cut off. The third one is what we call infibulation. Infibulation is the covering of the vaginal opening. Without the use of anesthetics, a girl child is made to sit down, and what is done? Thread and needle is used to cover up the vaginal opening, leaving a very small spot for menstrual cycle every month. The last one is what we call others, unclassified, because there are so many ones involved in this one. One we call piercing. For everyone that practices FGM in other orders, the clitoris is pierced. Sometimes the vagina is scraped off completely. Sometimes there's the introduction of corrosive substances. Herbs are cut around and they are grounded and applied directly into the girl's vagina. And the last one is what we call cauterization. This is the act of burning the clitoris with fire and the surrounding environment is cut off. Wow, you are horrified as myself, but that is what we call female genital mutilation, the abuse of the right of a girl child. Let's quickly move on to the reasons behind the practice of female genital mutilation. Wow, you will laugh. What are the reasons? Number 1 reason is because they believe the genital is dirty. Yes, the female genital is believed to be dirty. This is wrong because the female genital itself is self-cleansing. Even medical doctors will tell a girl child not to use soap in cleaning the vagina so that you don't distort the normal flora of the vaginal area. But what is being done? They believe that the vagina is dirty, and so FGM has to be practiced. Another reason why we carry out FGM is being carried out is because of religious purpose. They believe for a girl to be complete religiously, she has to be subjected to mutilation, and so her genital is cut off. What is the reason? Another reason is because they want to curb waywardness. They believe that any child that FGM is not carried on will become wayward. Yes, your guess is as mine, and you are surprised as I am also surprised, but that is the practice. The girl child is made to sit down or lie down where everyone is gathered, using unsterilized instruments like blade, knife, name it. And she likes to lie down, and the clitoris is put within the index finger and the thumb, and it is cut off. The girl is left to bleed. By the time we get to the effect, we get to know that. What else do they do again? They believe that it is a way of initiating a girl to humanhood. And so it is believed that any girl that has the clitoris intact is not a woman yet. So for you to be initiated into the humanhood, what is being done? FGM is being carried out on the girl. So many other reasons. What are the effects of FGM? Number one effect of FGM is bleeding, excessive bleeding. Like I told you before, without the use of anesthetias, nothing. The girl child is made to lie down, and cutting is taking place. When it's cut off, the girl child is allowed to walk away. In the process, the girl child begins to bleed. And if the bleeding is not curtailed, it can lead to death. That is the second effect of FGM. Number one is bleeding. Number two is death from excessive bleeding. Number three effect of FGM is exhaustion from crying. You know, just imagine cutting up yourself, taking just a blade and using it to cut your hand. You know the effect it will have on you. So that is exactly what happens to a girl child. Without anything, she's just being cut up like that. So from excessive crying, shouting, the girl child is exhausted. Another effect of FGM is complications during childbirth. Imagine for the third type of FGM, which is infibulation, which is the covering of the vaginal opening. Eventually, when the girl child grew up and is married and is ready to deliver, if the opening, the ceiling is not opened up, how would the baby be able to come forth? And so, without the knowledge of the doctors, the woman begins to push, and the baby does not have an opening to come up. Complication can set in, which can lead to the death of the child and also the mother. So those are another effect. It can lead to death, complications, pain during sexual intercourse. These are some of the effects of FGM. You will agree with me that FGM is not a good act. It doesn't have any health benefit for a girl child. Rather, the girl is made to go through trauma. As we wrap up today's lesson, we've been able to look at the meaning of FGM, which is the total or partial removal of the clitoris and the surrounding of a girl child. It is the damaging of a girl's child. We're able to look at the types of FGM, and we said we have 4 for today's purpose of today's lesson. We look at the first one, which is clitoridectomy. We look at excision. We looked at infibulation, and we look at others. We look at the effect of FGM on a girl child, and we look at the reasons behind it. As I close, I want to tell you that female genital mutilation has no health benefit for a girl child. It is the abuse of the right of a girl child, and so it should be stopped. Thank you.